Hello everybody and welcome to the final lesson in Exam Objective 1 for your A+ 1202 course here with me at Journey to Cyber. Today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about Exam Objective 1.11, where we're talking about installing and configuring cloud-based productivity tools, and at the end, as always, I'm going to give you some practice questions to make sure you are on track. Now the good news here, guys, is a lot of this is pretty intuitive. This is not going to be a difficult exam objective. This is one of the easier ones. So just kick back, take a seat, relax, and sit through this with me. You should be all right. Let's go ahead and get started. But first, I have to do what I always do, which is say, if you are new here, my name is Matt, and I help people pass their A+ 1201 and 1202 exams by breaking everything down into clear English. I don't throw complicated words at you. I try to break it down to what you really need to understand and make sure you can pass. So with that being said, if you want to pass, stick with me and I'll get you through it. Let's go ahead and get started with email systems. So we're looking at cloud-specific things in this exam objective. So specifically cloud-based email systems. So what are they? They are a core part of modern cloud productivity tools. Why? It's convenient to have email on the cloud because no matter where you are, you can access that in the cloud, and you can have everyone in your corporation or in enterprise environment also accessing that same cloud-based email. What does this do? This centralizes an organization's communication, calendars, and contacts online. So everything is centralized in one cloud-based place. It's accessible from anywhere, reducing the need for local IT management, which is, of course, really good. Email services are hosted generally by a third-party provider over the internet. Email servers and infrastructure are managed remotely by the provider, and it offers things like scalability. You can increase the amount of people on that email as you need to, reliability, and access from any device. If you're on your laptop, if you're on your phone, if you're over here, if you're over there, you can access it. So that's great. How does this work, right? Generally, what you'll need to do is prove to your cloud provider that you own your email domain through a process called domain verification. You need to update your DNS records by modifying your domain's DNS settings to direct any incoming emails to the cloud provider servers instead of your previous setup. So verify your domain, update your DNS records so emails are going to where they need to go. Set up your security measures, things that we may recognize from the 1201, such as your SPF, DKIM, and DMARC protocols in order to prevent email spoofing, to deal with any potential spam, right? You don't need to know the specifics of these for 1202, just for 1201, but just know you've got to set up those security measures still. You're going to need to create and provision email accounts to all users, assign necessary licenses to those users, and guide users to connect their email to their new cloud mailboxes. All right, so really what you need to know is companies, enterprises generally use cloud-based email because it's convenient, it's scalable, and you'll need to make sure you verify your domain and update your DNS records in order to do this, right? You won't need to know much more than that. Really, that's it. Cloud-based email is email on the cloud. It's convenient. It's scalable. It's out there. That's it. All right. You also need to know about cloud-based storage. So we all probably have used Google Drive. That is cloud-based storage. At an enterprise level, cloud-based productivity tools impact how organizations manage and share files. Central to this is cloud storage. It does have synchronization capabilities. So, right, as a company, we're storing things on the cloud. What is a synchronization capability? That basically means your data is accessible and consistent across devices and users. So if you change something on your computer and then you go over to your phone, that same change is going to be there. Why? Because they're both accessing the same cloud-based resource, just on a different device. So that consistency and synchronization is really important to a business, because that way all changes stay consistent across all devices. Online repositories provided by services such as Microsoft 365's OneDrive and Google Workspace's Google Drive. So look, this is any kind of online storage really we're talking about here. You just need to know cloud-based storage synchronizes across devices. That is good for businesses. They like it because everything stays consistent. Okay, that's about it. So how does the synchronization work? A dedicated client application or service runs in the background on the local device. What is this doing? It's monitoring for changes made to files within synchronized folders. So if you have a folder set to synchronize, any change made is going to be picked up, and that same change is going to be modified on the cloud as well. Or if the change is made on the cloud, it's going to be modified on your device as well. So everything stays the same. So changes are subsequently pushed to all linked devices. So everything stays the same. This process ensures real-time consistency. So that's roughly how that synchronization works. Now, why is this good? You can access things offline, and when you go back online, that sync will happen as soon as internet accessibility is there. Version history. If you made a change 10 weeks ago and you want to go back to how it was, you can activate version history and go back to that previous version and have that version of the document that you're working in. You can work collaboratively. You can both work on the same document on that cloud storage at the same time to be super efficient and effective. You can choose what files and folders synchronize and which ones do not. You can edit your different sharing permissions with granular permission controls. What that means is you can say exactly what different users can do to different files and folders. You have a centralized backup. If you have cloud storage, it's effectively an off-site secure backup for user data. So if your laptop gets destroyed, you still have data on the cloud. And you can integrate what's on the cloud with your current workflow. So basically, it's convenient. It's great. We love it. Okay. The next thing we need to know about is collaboration tools. So this one, so intuitive, guys. There's a bunch of different collaboration tools we can use. I'm going to fly through this one. What are these good for? You can work together. You can make your projects go more efficiently, more effectively, depending on the specific type of thing that you need to achieve. So a spreadsheet, you can manage. You can do data management and numerical analysis together. Video conferencing, you can film and talk to each other. Presentation tools are good for delivering presentations, no crap, right? Word processing tools for creating and editing text-based documents, and instant messaging for quick messages. In relation to this, for your exam, you may be asked, Jeff wants to do a particular task, which type of collaboration tool is best suited to his need? In which case you'd need to select the most appropriate one. So for example, I might say, Jeff wants to do a video presentation. Which collaboration tool would be best? Probably a presentation tool, right? It's not rocket science, you know what I'm saying? So look, I'm actually not going to go through this because it's so intuitive. Spreadsheets, anything to do with data or numbers, great to use collaboratively if you want to work together. Video conferencing, if you want to do film and have other people hear you, you'd probably want to use a video conferencing tool. Presentation tool, if you want to do a presentation, you'd probably want to use a presentation tool. Word processing tool, right? You get it. There's a wide variety of tools, and you'll just need to say, based on the given circumstance or requirement, which one should this person use? And you'll need to roughly understand how these might be used in an enterprise or corporate setting. Have a read, guys, but a lot of it, you really don't need me to tell you about. If you have any level of common sense, you should be able to look at the question and figure it out. And you'll see that in the upcoming questions, all right? The one thing we do need to roughly go through is identity synchronization. So what is this? It's ensuring user identities are consistent across all directories. So your associated attributes remain up to date across your different identity stores. It's an automated process which ensures user accounts and attributes are harmonized. So look, if you got a user identity here, you want to make sure that user identity for John Smith has the same, everything identical, everything the same, everything synchronized all across the board. So he has the same permissions, etc., all across the board. He's set up and ready to go no matter where he goes. So it provides a seamless user experience, often enabling single sign-on, which is where you sign on one time and then you get access to everything you need. So you might sign on, right, come in, and then whether you're using something over here, something over here, something over here, it's recognizing, hey, you already signed on as John Smith, so I'm going to give you all of John Smith's permissions. So it simplifies identity management for IT administrators. They don't have to individually set it up on everything. They can set it up once and just say, hey, John Smith gets these permissions no matter where he goes, for example. All right. How does that work specifically? It's a specialized tool that will manage this. So you don't need to know the names of this, truly. You do not. Actually, I'll tell you what, really, everything I just went through is broadly all you need to know for your exam. Read this if you want to, but so long as you understand the concept that I just explained, that identity is consistent once you sign on, no matter what it is you're trying to use, you've understood what you need to understand for the sake of your exam. We can understand why this might be a benefit, right? It simplifies that user experience and reduces that IT overhead. One set of user details, the same for everything. It's going to simplify that process, allow the IT guys to free up that time to do other stuff that they need to do, which they definitely have things they need to be doing. Okay, we do need to know about licensing assignment as well. So what is this? It's where you're assigning a particular license based on the needs of that user. So it is a crucial process for granting individual users or devices the legal rights to use software, administrative process of allocating and managing software licenses. So the IT administrator will say, hey, you need this software. I'm going to give you this license because this is what you need for your job, right? Why is this something you need to do? Well, you need to have a valid license in order to comply with your vendor terms. If you don't have a valid license, you're essentially breaking those terms, right? And you're not really abiding by the law there. So you need to optimize your cost by preventing over licensing. Only give people the licenses that they need to do their job, but don't give them the license to everything. Otherwise, you're paying for stuff that's not getting used, right? So just know, licensing assignment is when the IT administrator is assigning the licenses that the workers need for their particular jobs. The common types of licenses, something you may potentially need to know for your exam. Per user licensing, that specific user gets a license, and then a separate license is for another specific user. Per device licensing, maybe you have a laptop that has a set of devices and you share that laptop around, for example. Concurrent user licensing is a fixed maximum number of users that can use the software simultaneously. So you might have 10 users able to use that particular license, but it doesn't necessarily matter specifically who those users are. They can rotate in and out. Subscription licensing, which is it's for a specific limited time period, and that will require periodic renewal to maintain that access. Okay, so the typical process, the administrator logs on, they're going to access the admin console, they're going to have a look at the different licenses, they're going to assign those licenses to specific users, accounts, or devices, they're going to deassign them when that person or device no longer needs that license, and then return that license to the available pool so that they can relicense it out when they need to. Okay, so we get it, right? In terms of the impact on your operation there, proper licensing assignment prevents potential penalties during audits. Make sure everyone has an up-to-date license. Vendor audits can be costly if you are not doing the right thing. So you want to make sure your budget is optimized by only giving people licenses that need them. Prevent spending on inactive accounts by only giving people licenses that need them. It guarantees all users have necessary legal access to required tools. We're getting the picture, right? Just understand, licensing is something you need to have in order to use a product, and there's a wide variety of ways to do it. By now, so long as you understand everything I've said, we get what we need to get. So let's get into the practice questions here. Question number 1 reads, which of the following is a crucial step in configuring a cloud email system that involves modifying DNS settings? Is it A, user provisioning, B, domain verification, C, updating MX records, or D, client setup? One sip of my coffee and then your answer's coming. Pause the video if you need more time. A quick disclaimer here. These questions are from my learning guide, which is a little more detailed. So hopefully you can kind of, with your knowledge, get the answer to this question. But we'll see how you went, and then we'll talk through it. Your answer coming in 3, 2, 1. Boom. The answer is C, updating MX records. Now, remember, MX stands for mail exchanger. So what that means is you have to update your mail exchanger records in order to redirect that mail to the correct spot coming in. All right. So when you're configuring a cloud-based email system, we talked about how you have to modify DNS settings, and the specific type of DNS record that you have to modify is a mail exchanger record. I didn't specify this in this course, but hopefully we could have deducted our way there, because we know we have to do a DNS change, right? We know we have to do that. And an MX record is a type of DNS record. So hopefully we could have deducted our way through to that answer, because you just need to know you need to update your DNS settings, and an MX record is a type of DNS settings. This might be an example of how we can see that knowledge from the 1201 will come in handy for the 1202. All right. So I do specifically talk about this in the learning guide, so apologies if it didn't come through in the question, but we should have been able to hopefully deduct our way there. Now, next question reads, which type of collaboration tool would a team most likely use for a quick, informal, text-based discussion to resolve an issue in real time? A, spreadsheets, B, video conferencing, C, word processing tools, or D, instant messaging? See what I mean by this being pretty intuitive? Pause the video if you need to, but your answer coming in 3, 2, 1. Your answer is, of course, going to be D, instant messaging. It's quick, it's informal, it's text-based. It's going to be instant messaging, guys. Spreadsheets, not for communication. Video conferencing, we need informal and text-based. That is not what video conferencing is. And a word processing tool has nothing to do with trying to sort out issues and talk quickly, right? So, next question reads, which of the following describes the process of allocating a software license to a specific employee to ensure they have the legal right to use the software? Is it A, identity synchronization, B, user provisioning, C, client setup, or D, licensing assignment? Your answer coming in 3, 2, 1. Now, it is licensing assignment. The answer is D, right? Hopefully we got that. Pause and have a read. Shouldn't need to talk through that too much. We did just discuss that in the course. So look, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, if you've been enjoying my course so far with the information and practice questions, everything's coming from my learning guide, my ultimate learning guide that I have available. It's helping these people pass, whether it's previous versions of the 1102 and 1101, where people have passed, whether it's current versions of the 1201, which this person passed, this person's passed their 1201. This person said my learning guide helped with organized information. This person said that as soon as they downloaded it, they could see how helpful it would be. This person said they got it almost full marks and are now moving on to their network plus. This person, basically they all passed, right? So you can grab this. Basically what you get, I'm going to walk you through it. I break it down by by exam objective. So you got exam objective 1 here. You can come down. Let's say I want to go to exam objective 1.6. I can have a look and I'm going to get some detailed notes. Alternatively, if I just want to have a look at a specific thing within that exam objective, let's say I just want to go to 1.7 and I just want to go to proxy settings. I can come down. It'll take me to that exact dot point, organized the exact same as the exam objective. I'll get my notes. I'll get a detailed version and then I'll get a summarized version for revision purposes. Then I can go down to the active recall questions where I'll get a bunch of different open-ended questions, answers, and then I'll of course get my multiple choice questions as well, broken down just for that one specific exam objective, and then the answers to those for that one specific exam objective. I also give you 3 randomized full-length practice exams, each of which has 2 performance-based questions and then 90 multiple choice questions. And this is all part of the online kind of course setup that I have. I give you a welcome video here. I give you learning guide broken down by exam objective for the 1202, the 3 practice exams. I also give you a performance-based questions download, which is just an isolated document of performance-based questions, and then 3 videos. 1 that helps you learn how to study specifically, effectively using free AI tools. 1 that gives you approaches to multiple choice questions you can use in case you get stuck on your exam, and 1 that shows you how to study effectively using multiple choice questions. So you get all of that in the Ultimate Learning Guide. The link to that is available in the description below or the pinned comment below, or you can head over to the link on your screen right now. All right. So if you don't want to get that, no stress, guys. I'm going to keep putting out this free content for you every single day until I die, because my sole purpose in life is having you pass this. So when you pass, let me know. But hey, for now, I'll see you in the next exam objective starting with 2.1. I'm excited. Hope you are too. Bye, guys.